and Ja'Whaun Bentley joins us on the Harbor One hotline this morning. Hey, Ja'Whaun.
Hey, what's good?
Happy Friday.
Likewise. Happy Friday.
Wanted to quick because it's been the talk of the week here. Wanted to get your thoughts on Mac Jones and this notion that he is somehow a dirty player. Wiggy was talking earlier about when he played back when guys were wearing leather helmets and what he used to do at the bottom of a pile. I'm sure you have experienced things that are painful, and I don't know if you've experienced a nut tap or not, but from your perspective, when you look at somebody like Mac Jones, are those kinds of things dirty in the game of football?
Well, I mean, as far as what you're talking about, I'm not all that sure about what you're talking about as far as like with Mac, but as far as like stuff going on at the bottom of piles, I mean, it gets pretty interesting. I'd say each game kind of brings something different, so you gotta hope that everybody kind of playing the game the right way. But every now and then it gets interesting for sure.
What's the worst thing that has happened to you in a pile?
The worst, I mean, you can really expect anything when it comes to like the fumble recoveries, especially when it's like eight players on the trying to get the ball. Like everybody's kind of doing what they got to, trying to do their best to try to end up with the ball. And sometimes you hands are just going everywhere, so you just got to make sure everybody. I'm trying to say something without saying something, but it's like, it just.
I understand. But, the hands are going in areas that they shouldn't be going. Is what
that's true. Squeezing things you shouldn't be squeezing.
And most times it's not the football. So you just got to make sure everybody doing the things the right way.
Well, so then I think it's having you on is an opportunity to dispel some of these narratives that go around. That there's a narrative going around that none of Mac's teammates came to his aid when it came to the interaction with Sauce Gardner because they don't like him. So I think there's an opportunity for you to dispel that on this radio show.
Yeah, that's not true. We all love Mac. We all rally behind Mac. But as far as us not being that's couldn't be further more from the truth. I think that's just something that grew legs. Most of the time, if you don't address something, things just start to grow legs, and everybody just kind of paint whatever narrative they want to paint. But that's far from the truth. We all love 10, and we rally behind them.
So when you look at this game, Ja'Whaun, and you start to look at obviously what you need to do versus a very good Dallas Cowboys team, that they lose a game where they probably shouldn't have lost against Arizona. Do you kind of come in with the mindset like they're going to be looking to make sure that they don't look down on you guys, or one of these games where you know you're going to get their best shot from them because of the performance that they put out there last week versus the Cardinals?
I mean, we can't really worry too much about how they like see us and what their mindset is going to be coming to play us. We mainly concerned about what our mindset is going to play them. So we just got to make sure we on our P's and Q's. But as far as like their approach, we can't control none of that. We just got to worry about what we do on this end, and we just got to make sure we put our best foot forward, which we plan on to.
Ja'Whaun, on Sunday, you played great. We're all over the field. Definitely confused Zach Wilson. Was that maybe the most dominant you guys have been against an opposing quarterback in a while? I mean, it seemed like everything you did confused him.
I would say that we always just try to go into the game trying to make it as hard as possible, make it as difficult. I mean, just being in the league, playing different quarterbacks from week to week, everybody kind of have their strengths and weaknesses, and we just try to find out what our strengths are, and hopefully we just make sure we putting our best foot forward against going against the quarterback's weaknesses. So as far as like disguising and stuff like that, it definitely helped us, especially over the course of the game, and we was kind of just able to shut a lot of things down, which was our main goal. But yeah, so we went out to that weekend. I thought we did a solid job of that. We just looked to kind of repeat that. Obviously, some changes had to be made as far as like just playing a different team, but the goal was still the same.
When you talk about playing against different quarterbacks and their strengths and weaknesses, you're going to be playing against the quarterback that you have a little familiarity with in Dak Prescott. What makes him, in your opinion, such a talented football player that you got to make sure you're on top of your game? If not, he has the capability of really making a long day for you guys.
One, he's very smart. He make good decision maker. And situational football, as far as like the 2-minute, all that kind of things. They always like to come out hot and things like that. So we just got to make sure everybody's kind of doing their job. He does a good job of extending plays too. A lot of times the initial play won't be there, and he'll just use his legs to kind of extend it, and guys will get open and free up. And then you'll just see a guy open down the field, and he does a good job of finding them. So we just got to make sure we playing throughout the entire play and just keeping our eyes on him and doing the best we can with keeping him in the pocket.
Ja'Whaun, your coach is going for win 300 this Sunday against the Cowboys. What has been your experience playing for Bill, and does that mean anything specifically to you guys, that number being on the field, giving him a chance to get to 300 this weekend?
Him having an opportunity to get 300 games just tell you how long he's been coaching in this league, and just the amount of players and teams he's been a part of. So definitely shout out to Coach on being able to kind of come up on this mark. But as far as just, we always business as usual. I always say Bill has probably forgotten more football than we've learned over the years. So it's always good to just see him get his flowers in situations like this. But at the end of the day, we're just looking to win the game.
When you talk about, what Bill has been able to do, and you have the opportunity as a player on a defense that is considered a very, very talented defense. A lot of people have high expectations, as well as you guys yourself have high expectations for what you want to do defensively. How much pride do you take in that, knowing that you guys can really have a really, really talented defense, and with you being one of the leaders of that defense? What's your message to the defensive guys week in and week out about how we have to represent what we all know we can do?
Well, I kind of said this before camp even started, is that our goals and what we see ourselves as is a lot bigger than what the media, what the outside noise kind of see us as. So we're constantly raising the bar. Anything we've done in the past really doesn't matter. We always focus on the next thing and just constantly progressing. Obviously, we're just jumping into week 4, so we got a long way to go. But we're eager to just constantly get better and take those steps to just reach our full potential, whatever that even looks like. We're just looking to just constantly, day in and day out, just reach that mark.
That's interesting. When you say how the media sees you, what is your impression of how the media sees the New England Patriots?
Well, I mainly just say that just off of opinions in general. If you're just thinking about different hot takes and stuff like that prior to the season even starting, everybody, I understand like filling in time and things like that, being able to come up with a story. But as teams, you can't buy into that, because at the end of the day, before the season started, nobody can play the snap. So for somebody to have like different, we're going to be the number one this, number one that, that's just, that's good aspirations and stuff to reach towards, but it doesn't matter when you hit the field on Sunday. You still got to execute. So that's always been our focus, is keeping the main thing, and knowing that when we step on the field, that's when it starts mattering.
Ja'Whaun Bentley, we'll let you get to work this morning. We'll give a tap in the upper region of the body to you for coming on this morning. We appreciate that, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, sounds good. Appreciate you guys.